Far out past the orbit of planets so grand, in the cold, quiet darkness of Kuiper Belt land, lived a small, lonely planet named Quaoar, you see. It was rocky and icy and happy and free. But one frosty morning a shadow appeared, a great booming voice that was awfully feared. "Ho, ho, ho, little Quaoar!" the big voice did shout. "You've been naughty this year, there isn't a doubt. You spun much too slowly. You wobbled your track, so I'm putting you now in this big frosty sack." Santa Claus grabbed him. Oh, what a sad plight. And he tied up the sack with a ribbon so tight. The letters Q and Z, who were floating nearby, saw the whole dreadful thing with a tear in each eye. "Oh my!" shouted Q with a quiver and quake. "That jolly old fellow has made a mistake. Quaoar is a good planet. He's gentle and kind. We must go and untie him. We must go and unbind. It's a terrible pickle, a cosmic disgrace. We must launch a rescue. We must fly to that place." Z nodded his head with a zip and a zoom. "We must clear away all of this terrible gloom. But we are just letters, so small and so slight. How can we two challenge Santa's great might?" So Q and Z huddled, they thought, and they thought. They needed some help for the battle they'd fought. We need friends who are strong. We need friends who are fast. We need friends whose great loyalty forever will last. Q puffed out his chest, with a plan in his head. "We will call on the elements," is what he then said. "The ones that start with your letter, dear Z, they are shiny and strong, they will help you and me." So they sent out a call, a great cosmic request, to put all the Z elements right to the test. The Z elements heard them, from deep in the ground, and they rocketed up with a powerful sound. Zinc came with a gleam, zirconium too, a shiny and shimmering powerful crew. Zimbabweum, Zambium, and Zoalium came, each one a hero, each shouting its name. Zix Vutzer Pomnelkig Fexbium, so long and so grand, joined Zhonglium and Xylingarium to lend them a hand. They stood tall and they glistened, a powerful sight. "We will help you save Quaoar, we will help with all might," they all cheered in a chorus, ready for the great flight. But the elements knew, though they were mighty and tough, that their power alone was not nearly enough. "We need more than just muscle. We need more than just shine," said Zinc with a flash. "We need a better design. We need people and places with spirit and zest to make our rescue mission truly the best." Z agreed with a nod, looking terribly wise. "We need help from the earth, from beneath the blue skies. We will call on the people, the ones that I know whose names start with Z, to help make this show go." So they sent a new message, a signal so clear that traveled to Earth for all people to hear. It flew over mountains and oceans so deep, waking Z people up from their slumber and sleep. All the people in Zambia heard the great call, and they gathered together, standing up straight and tall. The people from Zimbabwe, with a powerful shout, cried, "We'll help you get Quaoar! We'll get that boy out!" They were ready for action. They were ready to zoom, to chase Santa Claus and to banish the gloom. Then the languages joined, with their words and their sound, from all different places the whole world around. The Zaghawa speakers, they chanted a song, to make the rescue party feel ever so strong. The Zulu speakers cheered, with a rhythm and beat that put a new spring in everyone's feet. The Juang and the Zazaki, they all spoke as one. "This cosmic adventure has only begun. We will lend you our voices, our courage, our cheer. With all of us helping, there's nothing to fear." The team was now ready, a marvelous mix of letters and elements and other fun tricks. They had people from countries and voices so grand, the most wonderful rescue team in the whole land. They stood at the ready, by their zipping spaceships, with smiles of adventure upon all their lips. Q gave the instructions, "We must fly very fast. This journey to save him must certainly last. To the edge of the system where Santa has flown. We will not let our friend Quaoar suffer alone." With a whoosh and a whiz and a zippity-zap, they launched from the Earth, escaping its trap. Their spaceships were glowing, a rainbow of light, as they soared through the darkness of infinite night. Zinc took the lead with a metallic sheen, creating a path that was easy to see. Zirconium followed, so shiny and bright, a beacon of hope in the star-dusted light. They zoomed past the red sands of Mars in a streak, and they waved at old Jupiter's stormy red cheek. The people of Zambia sang songs on the way, to make the long journey feel just like a play. The people from Zimbabwe played drums with a boom that echoed and bounced right around Saturn's moon. The languages whispered their words of great power, making their spaceships go faster each hour. Zugig, Zugig, they shouted, which means quickly, go fast, in German to make sure their energy'd last. They dodged sleepy comets and asteroids gray, having more and more fun as they flew on their way. Their zigzagging journey was a sight to behold, a story of bravery, daring and bold. They zipped like a zipper across the whole sky, with Q and with Z flying up ever so high. They were a team, a great unit, a family so new, a wild, zany, wonderful, powerful crew. Each person, each element, each language and land was working together, a big, helpful hand. They knew that their mission was righteous and just. To save little Quaoar was a definite must. Finally, far in the distance, they saw a red dot in a cold and forgotten and desolate spot. It was Santa's sleigh, parked on an ice field so wide, with the big sack of Quaoar sitting right by its side. "There he is!" shouted Z. "We have found him at last! Our long, zany journey is over so fast!" They prepared for a landing. They slowed down their speed. They were ready to finish their one noble deed. The whole team got ready to jump out and shout, "Let our poor little friend Mr. Quaoar ride out!" They landed their ships with a clatter and clang, and the whole zany rescue team jumped out and sprang. They surrounded the sleigh, looking angry and stern. "Santa Claus," Q announced, "you have a lesson to learn. You can't just go grabbing small planets for fun. Your season of mischief is over and done." They marched toward the sack with a unified stride, but then Santa appeared from the sleigh's other side. He was not looking angry, he was not looking mean. He had the biggest, most jolly smile they had ever seen. "Ho, ho, ho!" Santa chuckled. His belly did shake. "Did you think this was real? It was all for your sake." The team stopped right there. They were puzzled and dazed. They looked at each other, completely amazed. "I saw you were all in your own little worlds," Santa said with a wink and some wonderful twirls. "The letters, the elements, the people, the lands. I wanted to see you all joining your hands. I needed a reason, a silly old prank to bring you together for which you should thank." Santa walked to the sack and he untied the bow, and out popped little Quaoar with a happy new glow. The small planet giggled, it spun and it twirled. It was the best game in the whole cosmic world. The team looked at Santa, and then at their friend, and they knew this strange journey had come to an end. They had worked all together. They had flown through the night, and it filled them all up with a joyful, warm light. They learned that their strength came from being a group, a big, zany, wonderful, powerful troop. But Q and Z winked with a fun, tricky look. "A prank is a prank, you old jolly head cook." Z pulled out some handcuffs, all shiny and new. "Santa Claus, we are arresting you!" Santa laughed, and he put out his wrists with a cheer. "It's the best Christmas present I've gotten all year." They all laughed together, a happy new sound, as peace and good fun spread for light years around. And they all flew back home, friends forever, and knew that unity's great, and that pranks can be too.